Well, we finally made it to the Pacific Ocean, and I gave Danny the boot.
She really did.
Go on, let the waves crash on over. Go on, let the sails fasten tight. Go on, let the wind be our compass. Lose the map, let fate be the guide. I wanna go where that great joy river's all I know.
We left off on our last Pacific Northwest video on the northern edge of the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State. This time we made it all the way around to the western edge, and this is when Dina decided to give me the boot.
Hey, I needed my space, at least for one night anyway.
Really what happened though was once we got over there, we found out there's some beaches which are still part of Olympic National Park that you're allowed to go camping on. So this was something that I think we really wanted to do, right?
I didn't want both of us to miss out. I wanted you to have that opportunity, and I'm so glad that you got to go.
Yeah, I am too, honestly. We'll explain a little bit later in the video why Dina couldn't make this with me, but I did get to go camping on Second Beach. You do have to get a permit through recreation.gov because it is still part of the national park. Anyways, hopefully you enjoy this adventure as much as I did. A couple things you may have noticed right off the bat is Dina's not with me. There's a good reason for that. And a real keen observer may notice that I have a different backpack on today. It's a little bit bigger than my normal day pack. I had the opportunity to spend the night on Second Beach here in Olympic National Park. Had to get a permit for it, so I'm gonna do it. Probably my only chance to do it. I almost had Dina talked into it. She really wanted to do it too, but a couple things. One thing is rodeo is not allowed out here, so we had nothing to do with rodeo. But the big deciding factor was once we started talking about it, she remembered what we had to do in Yosemite last time we went tent camping. We had to dig out the snow from underneath the tent, so that didn't go over too well. Then of course she wouldn't let me forget about the last time we went to Rocky Mountain National Park in the sleet, in the snow, in the rain, in 23-degree water or 23-degree temperatures. So that kind of put her on the edge. Then to top it all off, we don't have our tent with us. We left it back at our son and daughter-in-law's house, so all I have is a tarp, a couple tarps. I'm gonna try to make some kind of a lean-to or something, but that was the kicker. So that's why Dina's not gonna enjoy this trip with me. I do think it's probably gonna honestly be a miserable night. Probably won't get too much sleep, but hey, this is probably a once-in-a-lifetime chance for us, for me. So we're gonna do it. Hopefully we survive. But we're trying to enjoy all the parts of this park. We've been up in the mountains, Hurricane Ridge, did a lot of hikes up in there. We went to the Hoh Rainforest, did some hikes in there. We did go to Rialto Beach the other day, but now I'm gonna head out to Second Beach. Hopefully I'm just happy on the way back.
I've seen the stars on the ocean.
The Second Beach trailhead is right off the road. There's parking right there. It's only 0.8 miles to the beach. Typical trail, when you first start out, you do go uphill a little bit, but then it flattens out. Then we'll head back down a little bit, I'm sure. I'm about halfway through the hike right now. Once I do get to the beach, I'm told that I'm gonna have to crawl over some fallen trees that are on the beach. And once I get over that, then I gotta go find a place to camp. So, not bad. It's about 6 o'clock right now. It doesn't get dark till about 9:30 or 10. So, hopefully I have enough time to find a spot and get my lean-to together. I've never done that before, so this will be a first as well. But why not?
Fields of grass beneath the pool. I've heard the songs of summer singing.
You can see behind me that Second Beach is my first view of it from the hike. So kind of getting anxious to head down there and check this place out.
Like a humming in June. There's always something around the corner, something more to be found.
I may have got kind of lucky. I think I found my home for the night, some kind of a temporary shelter. Doesn't look like anybody's using it, so I'll claim it for the night. Who knows? Might be worth it. This weather changes really, really quickly. When I first got here, it was crystal blue skies. Now it is blue above me, but offshore, it looks like the fog's starting to roll in really, really quick. All these sea stacks out here, you can start to see the fog coming over them. So I'm gonna try to just get set up, some bare basic stuff set up, and just take a walk on the beach. While I can, the tide should be coming in. I believe it's high tide at midnight, and it'll be low tide in the morning when I get up. So I'm definitely up above the high tide line. Some pretty good ways up. So hopefully it might not be too bad of a night.
The coast, California, are beautiful right now. And New York sky shines so bright, but to tell you the truth, honey, I just wanna come home to you. Somewhere far.
I think I scored a shelter, so this won't be it's quite as bad as I thought. But I am out on Second Beach. I'm about halfway down the beach, and they have the people build these little shelters. I'm sure to get out of the wind when they're here for the day, but nobody's using this one, and so I'm gonna use it for the night. But I think I already told you I left most all of our camping stuff back at our son and daughter-in-law's house, so I'm here on bare minimums. I'm just squeaking by. Hopefully you can see though, I do have my sleeping bag and my air mattress. I do have my tarp. Everything's on top of the tarp, which that's what I was planning on using for my tent tonight, or make a lean-to out of it. I have a jet boil, and what I can do with this is I can actually boil some water, and I have some freeze-dried food. So I'll have dinner with that tonight. I have a headlamp, some spare clothes, a whole lot of water, and that's really about it. It's a bare bones night tonight, but I think I'm gonna walk down by the water for a minute while it's still light. Check it out. There's a few people fishing down there and just people walking around, so go see what I can see while it's still light out.
Someplace there on feathered wings, 100 worlds I could get lost in.
I really had mixed emotions about doing this tonight. I really didn't want to leave Dina back at the RV by herself, but she said she was fine. We're really very, very nice, safe place. I know this is gonna be a heck of a night. Not gonna be the most comfortable night, but the more we talked about it, the more I thought about it, this is really gonna be my only chance to ever do something like this. So we're doing it. Luckily I found a nice little shelter. Hopefully it holds up for the night, doesn't fall on me. It is pretty windy, wind's coming out of the northwest. But this beach is pretty cool. There's a lot of people on the beach. There's gotta be a couple hundred people out here camping all up and down the beach. You do have to find a spot, just any spot. There's tents probably every, I don't know, maybe every 50 yards or about every 25 yards, there's tents all up along this beach. So I'm not here alone tonight, that's for sure. But I'm just really hoping it's a cloudless sky tonight, because I bet these stars out here at night are just unbelievable. The views during the day are pretty awesome. So kind of take a quick walk down the beach and check it out. Hopefully I don't lose my hat, and see how it goes.
Where you are is where I wanna be. There's always something
Second beach is totally different than Rialto Beach. Rialto Beach had a ton and a ton of downed trees on it and rocks. The whole beach was nothing but rocks. Second beach does have some fallen trees, and there's enough if you want to go camping to get in between them and everything, maybe get out of the wind. But the whole beach is sand. It's totally different. And on low tide, you got a good 100, maybe 150 yards from the tree line out to the low tide mark. So definitely a lot of beach to hang out on, but totally different than Rialto Beach. This beach is pretty impressive. I took a walk all the way down to the, I guess, the southern end of the beach. I believe that's third beach on the other side. You can't get around those rocks from second beach, but that should be third beach. Another very popular beach. A lot of people out here. A lot of people. I'm actually kind of amazed how many people there are, but it's kind of neat. Start heading back and maybe get some dinner going here before too late. I'm kind of surprised. I'm almost to the southern end, maybe 3/4 way down to the southern end of Second Beach, and there's actually a freshwater stream coming in out of the mountains, out of the woods, and into the ocean. So I'm assuming if you needed water, as long as you boil it or clean it, filter it, something like that, there is fresh water here, so you don't have to carry all your water with you. No, I don't know that stream's going to be going all year round, but it is here now. Wish I would have known that earlier. It's just now 8 o'clock at night. A few hikers still rolling in, setting up camp this late. But again, it doesn't get really dark until about 9:30, 10 o'clock, so they do have time. But tide is coming in. I think it's supposed to be high tide about midnight tonight. So in the morning it should be fairly low, start all the way out or still going out. So I'll probably do a little stroll on the beach in the morning. But it's getting to that point. I think I'm going to head back and try to get some dinner going, get something to eat, and then just probably hang out. I got a nice log out in front of I call it my homeless camp. I look like a homeless guy. But probably do some dinner and then just sit out on my log and enjoy the evening.
Who's the map that fit be the guide? I wanna go where that great joy river's all I know. Let that sweet warm summer on the coastline find a way.
Well, dinner tonight is sweet pork and rice. Hopefully this tastes good. Not bad. Not bad. It's gonna be spicy. So I guess this is Peak Refuel. Never had these before. Again, it's sweet pork and rice, and it's spicy.
Go on, let's get lost in the brilliance, somewhere out beyond the northern lights.
It's 10 o'clock. I'm tired. It's time to go to bed. I do have a beautiful, beautiful sea breeze coming in. I'm looking out to my west right now, and it looks nice. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of sleep tonight. It is supposed to rain in the morning, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I did bring a raincoat, but I'm so far away from my truck, I'd be drenched by the time I got back there, and just trying to pack everything up, I know I'd be drenched. But hey, this was a one-time chance to do this, so I'm gonna make the best of it. I do wish Dina was here. It's been kind of nice just kind of sitting out and listening to the ocean, but it would be nicer if, if Dina was here. But maybe next time, maybe another beach, we can do it again. So anyways, we will see you in the morning.
With that great joy, rivers all I know. Let that sweet warm summer on the coastline find a way to give my heart another kind of break. Wash it all away. I wanna go. Could I stay here forever? In this great.
Well, it's 6 a.m. I survived the night. I'm out here. I'm getting away from the tents just to talk. Everybody's still sleeping, and there's a few tents around me, so I didn't want to disturb them. But it is low tide right now, so it's pretty neat. I'll show you behind me here, as you can see. That sea stack right there last night was completely surrounded by water, and up where I'm at right now was all water, as a matter of fact. And you can see, I could probably walk all the way out to that rock without getting wet. So low tide's quite a bit different than high tide here. There's also a lot of rocks over this way. Hopefully you can see in this area. It'd be great for tide pooling. I did walk, when I walked down the beach last night, I saw starfish and some, I guess they're green anemones, a bunch of those. I actually saw a couple starfish. So I'm sure there's a bunch more in these rocks. It did drizzle last night. I could feel it on my face. It was just a very, very light, as a matter of fact, it's drizzling right now. Very, very light, more of a mist than anything. But the ground is all wet. When I walked out this morning, you could definitely tell there's just a slight coat of water on the ground, but not too bad. I did go ahead and get everything all packed up in case it does rain. I didn't want to be doing that in the rain either. So I'm just gonna check out some of these little tide pools, see if I can see anything. Probably walk out to the rock. And I'm not gonna spend too much time here this morning. We're supposed to get Dina and Rodeo. We're gonna head up to down to Ruby Beach today. So I want to get a pretty decent start. But yeah, I'm glad I did this. It was pretty neat. I didn't sleep very well, but it was worth it.
Love is the answer. Could I stay here forever? I wanna go. With that great joy, rivers all I know.
This low tide is really, really cool here. I'm really, this kind of just made my whole trip, to be honest with you. It's extremely low tide right now, so I'm actually out. This is one of the sea stacks behind me right here. Now, when I got here yesterday, there was water in front of it, so there's no way to get here. But it's completely out of the water, and there's actually one behind it, back here. It looks like part of it's out of water. But just walking the edges of this, it's just amazing. Hopefully you can see. I got the lower half. You can tell it's in the tidal zone area. There's starfish all over the place, anemones, just a whole bunch of critters all over. So I'm gonna take a walk around this whole sea stack and just see what else I can see. But low tide at Second Beach, it's definitely worth it. The time you're get a tide table. Come out here at the right time just to walk these sea stacks. It's just it's really pretty amazing, pretty neat.
With that great joy, rivers all I know. Let that sweet warm summer on the coastline
Give you one last look at the beach. I'm standing right next to that large sea stack, and this is definitely low tide. Hopefully you can still see some of the tents way out there. Just how big of a beach this really is. So I did get a little bit of exploring in this morning. It was really neat walking around these sea stacks. Tons and tons of starfish, mussels, I guess clams, crabs, anemones. Really pretty interesting. So it's about 7 a.m., 6:30, 7. It's 6:30 right now. I am going to head back to my makeshift shelter. I call it my homeless camp. And get my stuff, finish packing. I just got a couple things to pack up. And then I'm going to start heading back. You know, it's supposed to rain this morning. So and it's been a mist all morning. So hopefully I can start getting back before it starts to rain. But very, very interesting night last night. I'm really, really glad I did it. Didn't sleep very well, but it was worth it. I'll get over that. Definitely second beach in Olympic National Park is definitely worth the visit. One last look. So it's 7 a.m. heading back home. I think we got a busy day today too, so I'm not gonna be able to get any rest. I'm gonna be so tired.
Give my heart another kind of rain. Wash it all away. I wanna go. I wanna go. I wanna go.
All right, I'm back to the truck. It's 7:35, 56 degrees out. So not bad. I think I got back just in time, but it is starting to rain a little bit harder. So I'm kind of glad I left when I did. Overall, what a great experience. I'm so glad that I did it. The tide pooling, if you could catch the low tide at the perfect time of day, it's just awesome. There's just so much stuff to see. That's worth the trip alone. But you do have to have a permit, and no dogs are allowed. And when I was there was a fire ban. Some people did go ahead and do campfires, but they weren't supposed to. But overall, what a great experience. Now I'm gonna go home and try to get some sleep.
I'm really glad Danny took this opportunity and went on this adventure. And I'm glad I gave you permission to go.
I'm glad you gave me permission to go too.
And I really like your homeless camp.
I really scored that night because I really had all plans to make a lean-to or some kind of shelter, which I've never done before. I did watch Survivor once. But yeah, the shelter came in handy, and I really had a great time on the beach.
Yeah, and you brought back a lot of memories, pictures and stories, and tons of footage. We hope you enjoyed this week's video. Thank you so much for watching.
Remember, always live life to the fullest.
Safe travels and God bless.